Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to do that all-important comic book review so you, the fans, can make a decision what comic books to buy. And today, fans, we're talking about The Walking Dead issue number 147, otherwise known as Out in the Open. And here on the cover, you get to see Andrea, Lydia, and Carl, literally out in the open. So this book is written by Robert Kirkman. The artwork is done by Charlie Adlard, and the inker here is Stefano Guardino. And the gray tones, are done by Cliff Rathburn. So last issue, we wound up finding out that it was kind of like one of those silent issues. The community is mourning from the deaths. The 12 deaths that happened due to the Whisperers. People want revenge on these Whisperers, and Rick kind of knows. Obviously, Rick knows the power that Alpha has on the community, because if he attacks them, she could release that crazy herd and just totally take out the community. And Rick doesn't want to take that chance. And he's kind of stuck between a rock and a hard spot here. And at the end, Eugene, we get to see some character or some emotion out of him that we've never seen before. Because if you haven't read the story recently, just to let you know that Rosita is dead and his unborn baby is dead as well. So he's acting very emotionally, saying that they should hold Lydia ransom and things like that, and it just got really out of control. Things got really heated up in here, and so what happens is Eugene just kind of walks out, and Rick is just like, oh my god, I just don't know what to do. But we can see though in this series that how much of a rock Andrea is towards Rick. She really keeps him straight, really keeps him on a positive attitude. And I feel without Andrea in this series, I feel like Rick would crumble and die without her. She's a much better wife or female partner than Lori ever was. And Rick actually expressed that in this particular issue when he was talking with Michonne. Because Michonne makes her appearance in here, and she comes to tell Rick and to warn him about how there's the chatter out in the streets about what they're going to do to this little girl, how they can hold her ransom, whatever the case may be. So you really get good dialogue in this issue about Michonne and how she's feeling, and how she won't ever the guilt won't ever go away, the pain won't ever go away, and so it was a real emotional issue. And again, Rick explains to Michonne how much better of a partner Andrea ever was than Lori, and Rick actually expresses that even though they're living in this apocalypse and it's sick to think this way, he is actually more happy now than he was ever. Because he feels like he has a partner that totally understands him. There's no secrets. There's no lies. And part of that had to do with his last life of being the sheriff. And him and Andrea have experienced everything together. So it was quite interesting to see what these two were talking about. And these two are really good friends, so they understand each other really well. Now, the other part of this story really has to do with Andrea taking Lydia and Carl and bringing them to a safe spot, because they don't want to capture Lydia. They don't want to hurt Lydia. So Andrea comes up with this idea of taking Lydia over to the hilltop. So what happens at the end of this is that Lydia just sits there and says, well, hold on a second. First thing is that the reason why you guys brought me over here was because no one hurt each other here. And that's what you promised me. You promised me that. And so what happened, and so she feels like nothing has changed from basically her group to this group. It feels like the same way. And so what happens is she winds up threatening Andrea and points a gun to her face. And it's just like, holy cow. She's like, tell me the truth right now. And it's just like, damn, take a chill pill. Now, I still don't think Lydia is going to kill Andrea. If it happened, that would be crazy. Point blank, just like that. I don't think she would hurt Carl in that fashion. I think Carl has done a lot for her, and I think she would reason and listen with Carl. So I think that's what's going to happen in the next issue. But if Andrea ever did get killed, I think Rick would crumble and die and just go to town on these Whisperer people, no matter what the cost. I think he would just completely snap at this point. So, what did I think about this particular issue? You know what? It's another filler issue. It's that issue that's starting to build up into issue 150. I feel like 150 is going to be a big issue here, and things are going to change drastically for the community. What happens to Rick? What's going to go on with Negan? We don't know, but we'll find out soon. And there's been a couple of filler issues here now, so not much has happened, but nevertheless, there was good dialogue and good story here on our characters themselves and how much they have changed over the years with their partners and things like that. So after reading this one, I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5 stars. Good story, no action, very slow pace right now, but it still is a good story because I've just been a fan. I've read every single issue. So, guys, tell me what you thought of The Walking Dead issue number 147. And fans, as always, thank you for watching Comic Book Corner 2.0. And until the next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, fans. Take care. Bye.